everybody, Kyle here again with another review for you. Today from Zcat Pedals, and they're a company out of Latvia who we've done some reviews for before. If you want to hit them up, you can check them out at zcatpedals.com. Ask for Vlad, tell them Kyle from Screams and Whispers sent you. And today up from their catalog of pedals, we're going to be checking out the Poly-Octaver. Alright, so up we have the Zcat Pedals Poly-Octaver. Just to give you guys a good understanding of the construction here, nice latching switches, metal housing, much about the same size as your standard MXR pedals. Nice bright LED. All in all, well constructed pedal. Liking it very much. To give you an idea of this Poly-Octaver, it's actually a multi-function kind of what I'd say build your own soundscape style pedal. We have 5 controls. For the octave functions, we have your dry signal, your original signal. You have your octave down and your octave up. In addition to that, you have an independent reverb and chorus control. To give you an idea of the initial tone that I'm using prior to flipping the pedal on, I'm using a dual humbucker equipped Telecaster through a Bogner 40-watt rig using all Celestion speakers in the cab. To give you an idea of that tone, I'll just play a little bit of something here. Alright, so what I have set up right now as I flip on the Poly-Octaver is I have everything turned all the way down, except for my dry signal, which I have all the way up. One of the interesting things I found about this pedal that you can do is actually buffer your signal out. So if I am playing the exact same volume I had prior to flipping the pedal on, because I have all of my dry signal coming through, I could buffer this down, limit my signal essentially with the pedal for a much quieter song. So if you had a song that you're normally playing lead on and you needed to buffer your signal down to a lower volume, you could theoretically use this pedal in that manner. But definitely not an intended use for the pedal. Just something neat that I found. In addition, the reverb and chorus also function in much the same manner, though. So for the reverb function, this acts much like a spring reverb on your board or on your head, or amp combo that you would use. So as you roll this up, though, it does get very cathedral-y. The chorus, though without an independent rate and depth control like most choruses, because it's not intended to be just a dedicated chorus pedal, kind of imagine most of your chorus pedals out there with the rate and depth set straight at 12 o'clock on the pedal, and that's kind of more or less what you're dialing in here, is just the amount of chorus with that rate and depth setting in mind. So you would have something more like you can combine the two. And So now into the polyoctave functions up here. So what you have is an independent way to gauge the amount of the octave down signal you want to add and the amount you want to add of the octave up signal. So just adding the octave down, we can get into something more like taking the octave down out and adding the octave up in. Adding them both in just a little past 12 o'clock. Actually take your original signal out of the mix, give yourself only the octave up and the octave down. You can give yourself a little bit of the entire pedal at once to create a pretty interesting soundscape, you know, with the Now, one of the things I found actually really interesting about the pedal, and what I think I'll use it for more than some of its soundscapey type functions that you can get, is actually just creating a much more complex rhythm tone when using an overdrive sound. So turning this off, just to give you a sense of my overdrive tone, I'm switching to the overdrive channel on my amp. So adding just a little bit of reverb and just a little bit of each of the octaves, somewhere right around about 30% of what it offers. Flipping the pedal back on. Adds a lot of depth and a lot of character to that rhythm tone and gives you something pretty interesting to work with when you're doing. So something pretty interesting for you to kind of play with and see where the pedal fits in your style and genre. But there's a lot of different options with this pedal, and you can make a lot of different functions out of it depending on what you're looking for. It can be an independent reverb pedal, it can be a chorus pedal, it can be just an octaver, it can be a dry tone volume buffer, or any combination of all of those. So really a very, very unique pedal and very, very interesting options available to you with this this polyoctaver from Zcat Pedals. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm loving this pedal, definitely going to be keeping it on my board. So go check out Zcat Pedals at zcatpedals.com. Tell them you saw this review, and while you're here, click subscribe on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.